Now, I know what you're thinking. You looked at the thumbnail and you said, wait, this is not a Super Bowl video. That is correct. But I ain't forget about the Super Bowl. Trust me, we got content before the game kicks off. Best believe that. But I did want to give everyone a sneak peek of what's to come in the offseason. So with that, today I'm going to talk about 5 players the Kansas City Chiefs need to re-sign this offseason. Now with that, let's cut the chit chat and let's have some fun. Count 'em, Chiefs Kingdom. We are literally approaching less than 48 hours until kickoff. And yes, I know this isn't a Super Bowl video, but trust me, either later on this evening or early tomorrow morning, I will have my Super Bowl preview. And of course, we are going live for the big game. So trust me, I ain't forget about it. I just got a little too antsy and I wanted to jump into some off-season talk since that's what I see is all around social media. So I thought, hey, let's just do it a little early. Now, before we do jump into this video, I do have a couple announcements. The first one is, I did hold a giveaway last week for the AFC Championship shirt and an AFC Championship hat as well. The winner of that giveaway was Ant Queen. Now, Ant Queen, I did reach out to you and I had a couple comments. I know my channel doesn't get pushed out like that, but I wanted you to know that you did win the giveaway and I will tag you in this video and in the comments. That way you are aware, and I will also provide my email. That way I can get your shipping information and I can get you that prize as well. So congratulations, and also channel, there will be a lot more future giveaways. So stay tuned because it's gonna be a fun off season. And speaking of the off season as well, I did also launch kind of like a mini launch, let's just say that, because it's nothing too crazy or too extreme, but I did launch the memberships on my channel as well. If anyone is interested in that, it'll be $1.99 a month, and what that will provide is member-only chats, member-only live streams, member-only videos, and much, much more. I just can't think of it on top of my head, but I will put all the benefits of being a Kingdom status member on this channel. That way you guys know it is worth your while. And with that, we do got an offseason we need to talk about, and we got quite a few players the Kansas City Chiefs need to re-sign, so let's talk about it. Now, for anyone who remembers my channel last year, or even to the new viewers on this channel, in the offseason, I love to do ranking videos on what additions I want to see the Kansas City Chiefs go after, even in the draft as well. And usually I say no particular order. We're scratching that. We're doing a particular order. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go 5 to 1 on the priority that I think the Kansas City Chiefs need to re-sign these players. And if there's a player on here that's not listed that is a free agent for the Kansas City Chiefs, that means they just didn't make my top 5. And if you beg to differ, or if you have an opinion, let me know in the comments down below where you feel I missed out on. But let's kick it off at number 5. And at number 5, I got the offensive guard, Nick Alig. Now, yes, it's nothing sexy. The big guys never are a highlight type of free agent. But this dude, I think, is well worth the buck, to where the Kansas City Chiefs need that O-line depth, and we've seen him play well in the game where Joe Thuney is missing, and he may have to step in once again in the Super Bowl. I think this should be a no-brainer. Now, I'm hoping he didn't catch headwaves or headlines as well where teams are going to be going after him, which could happen because when you focus on the NFL, teams love to build the trenches, whether it be on the defensive line or O-line. You got to have depth on both sides of the ball. And Nick Alig, he may be able to pull a starting position in this free agency, but I'm hoping somehow, some way, the Kansas City Chiefs can keep him and keep that much needed depth on the offensive line. Now, let's step into my number 4 guy. And at number 4, it's crazy to think how the tables have turned like completely 360, because I was even on the bus where I thought, man, it's time to see Clyde EdwardsAir go. Now you're going to hear me preaching that the Kansas City Chiefs need to re-sign Clyde EdwardsAir. We have seen his best year since his rookie year, and I think he's found his role with this team, and he won't be expensive whatsoever. Now, the thing that may be interesting going into this offseason and why the Kansas City Chiefs may just let him walk is because there is kind of a nice depth in this free agency in the running back position to where, one, running backs aren't that expensive and you may be able to get a better running back than Clyde EdwardsAir. But man, I really love what Clyde EdwardsAir has done in this backstretch as well. And I think he is an accommodatable running back to Isaiah Pacheco. And we've seen it. And we've even seen it in the playoffs as well. The Chiefs have used him the exact way they needed to when he was drafted. Now, if he can continue to stay healthy, you can have a dynamic running game with those two going back and forth. And it can be a different dimension for this offense that they definitely need, specifically if the passing game does struggle in the future. But I don't anticipate that to happen, but it's always a good backup insurance policy to have. Now let's get into the number 3 guy. And this is where I could ruffle some feathers, but maybe not so much because I could see Chiefs Kingdom sliding in my direction as well. But the Kansas City Chiefs have a couple linebackers that are going to be free agents this offseason. Willie Gay and Tranquil. And one of the guys have missed this list. And the guy who missed this list is Willie Gay. Now, don't get me wrong. I really, really do love Willie Gay. I love everything Willie Gay is about. I love how he is a huge hype man and a huge cheerleader and just brings up the team and brings up the crowd when times seem to have got tough. And also, when he plays on the field, he looks great. The thing with Willie Gay, though, and the reason I went with Tranquil, is strictly production. And in 1 year, you've seen what Tranquil is about. This dude is all over the field. He is a menace. He is covering dudes. He's in the backfield. He's making tackles. He's after the blitz. It's everything we hoped Willie Gay would be about. Now, I'm not here to slight Willie Gay whatsoever because the key word behind Willie Gay is potential. And the thing that hurts me a lot with Willie Gay is he's not on the field as much as we would love him to be in these past 3 years. And this is why I can see the Kansas City Chiefs going with Tranquil over Willie Gay. Now, if they can keep both, that would be beautiful. But also, I can see the Kansas City Chiefs moving on from one of these guys and addressing that need in the draft because you still got a really solid room. Whether you keep Willie Gay or Tranquil, you still got Nick Bolton and you got Leo Chanel. You can draft a linebacker in the 2nd and 3rd round to fill one of those guys' spot. But to me, I got a huge man crush on Tranquil. He has been phenomenal for this defense in this year, and it's been a thing of beauty, and you could tell. Headed into this Super Bowl week, he has fallen in love with this team, and I don't think it would be that expensive to retain him. As for a guy like Willie Gay, I don't think it would be too expensive, but I do expect Willie Gay to try to get the bag, and that's where the differential may happen there as well. I don't want this to come off thinking I hate Willie Gay or I don't think he's a good player, because he is. But when it comes to production, I'm choosing Tranquil, and I just stumbled on a few words. So that's why we're moving on to my number 2 guy. And at number 2, it is no other than Chris Jones, Stone Cold himself. Somehow, some way, I would love the Kansas City Chiefs to make this happen. Is it possible? I don't know. Free agency is a whirlwind. It is a mess. Anything can happen. But I know what Chris Jones was asking last year is going to be difficult for the Kansas City Chiefs to do this year. Now, production-wise, was his numbers as great as the prior year? Sack-wise, no. But he is still a dominant force in the middle. And the thing that really concerns me and why I still have Chris Jones on this list, and I'm not going to shy away from him whatsoever, is if you lose that big man in the middle, you have nobody there. And then what's more alarming as well, with Charles Omenihu having a torn ACL, I don't anticipate Charles Omenihu to be back next year until week 6 to 8. I hope I'm wrong, but we know how ACL injuries take. It's usually a full year, and that's even rushing that process as well. So you would be missing 2 big guys on that line if you lose Chris Jones. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs will always have a plan. And let's say if they move on from Chris Jones, you got to anticipate they're going to try to sign a free agent pass rusher or a free agent defensive tackle. You're just not going to lose 2 big name guys. So that's why I raised the question here is if you're going to go after someone and spend that big bag, why not try to drop it on Chris Jones and see what can happen? See if he's willing to take a discount. It's not going to be nothing crazy, but you just can't lose 2 big forces like that. And also, you're going to be losing Mike Dana as well, a rotational pass rusher, which the Kansas City Chiefs anticipate Felix Anudike Uzomah to step in that role, but this line's going to take some bumps and bruises. And if you want this to still be an elite defense, you got to fill in those holes. And I think it starts with Chris Jones, which I don't want to lose him, but I don't know if it's possible to keep him. And my number one guy that the Kansas City Chiefs need to re-sign this offseason is cornerback L'Jarius Sneed. And it's funny. I think week 6 or something, I posed this question. I said, the Kansas City Chiefs, I don't even think it was a question, it was more of a statement. The Kansas City Chiefs should keep L'Jarius Sneed over Chris Jones, and L'Jarius Sneed should be priority number 1. And all of y'all, majority of y'all, looked at me crazy. Now look at us. We're in the Super Bowl, and I think opinions have turned, and everyone is turning in that direction. Now there's going to be a lot of Chris Jones love, rightfully so, because the Chiefs do need to try to keep him, but I think it's undoubtedly that L'Jarius Sneed is priority number 1. And the reason I have him as priority number 1 is, 1, he's a younger cornerback. He deserves the money as well. Now, Brett Veach has been known to draft the cornerback position very, very well. We've seen with the likes of Trent McDuffie, Joshua Williams, Jalen Watson. He knows how to fill that position, specifically in the early and later rounds. So Chiefs Kingdom's feeling if L'Jarius Sneed walks, he will fill that hole, and we may already have that answer on the team. But to me, I don't feel like there's a cornerback that can replace what L'Jarius Sneed does. He is a complete cornerback. He knows how to get after the quarterback. He knows how to get after the running back. And he has proven this year he's a lockdown type of dude. And he's only going to get better. I don't think this is like the Charvarius Ward situation, which Ward is doing phenomenal with the San Francisco 49ers. But I would still take L'Jarius Sneed. I just feel like he's the all-around better cornerback. And if you feel like the Chiefs can bank on that in the draft, it's possible. I mean, they got Trent McDuffie. But I'm not going to keep taking my hand on how many cornerbacks we can get in the draft. I do trust in Veach. But there's got to be a time in where you pay your guys and you trust in the players you have. And I think L'Jarius Sneed stands that role. And also the reason I would love for the Chiefs to bring back L'Jarius Sneed, if you sign him to a long-term deal, he's still a young dude. Trent McDuffie is still a rookie on his rookie deal as well. You got 2 cornerbacks locked down for the next 3+ years. You keep those lockdown duos. It's hard to find cornerbacks in whole. If you could lock down both sides of the field and just fix the defensive line with any pieces you may lose, I like where this defense could stand moving forward. So, with that, Chiefs Kingdom, that is my 5 free agents the Kansas City Chiefs must re-sign. You let me know on some players I missed. Rearrange my list. Let me know how you feel. With that, I am going to cut out on this video. Like I said, I did not forget about the Super Bowl. I will either have a video dropping later today, early tomorrow, and we're going to talk about some Super Bowl action. Super Bowl 58 is going to be fun. We're going to be going live. We're going to be having a good time. Stay tuned. Please be sure you do subscribe to the channel. I'm checking out. Y'all take care.